Hi there and welcome here to a new video, and today I'm going to talk about Advanced Excel. If you have been asked to work with Advanced Excel, to have and do different things in Excel, this is the video that you are looking for. In here I'm going to show you what we can do, like creating column or creating a new file, deleting columns, adds a specific value on a certain cell, and so on. Okay, so if you are completely new here in the Advanced Excel, you need to go in install from the Forge. You can just simply search for Excel, and it will be this one, Advanced Excel by Carlos Freitas. And after that, you're going to install in your environment, and you're going to see here the integration app. Okay, you can also open this, and you may also want to install a demo. I think it is possible, in order just to see some actions, what it's done in a demo, and to try to understand what we can do. But here, this is the extension that we need, that will have all the library, all actions, in order to create and work with already created Excels that we have so far, and try to update them. Okay, so in your module, you can pick whatever you want. I'm using the one that I'm guiding you for in here in the Outsystems in this channel. And please make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'm gonna keep uploading more videos regarding Outsystems and other platforms. Okay. And here I'm created a new screen named Advanced Excel. You can do the same. Okay. And here we're going to manage dependencies and check this Advanced Excel, what we can do. So he's loading. Okay, so if you have already an Excel, you don't need to create a new one, okay? And in that case, you just need to start using this action, workbook open. So you're going to have to set the binary data that we have. In that case, in your case, it will be the Excel that you're trying to work out. And we're going to have the workbook, which will be the object. And this workbook, the output, it will be used in order to call another action, which is the worksheet select. Okay, and you're going to set directly the workbook, that's the output from the other action, and the worksheet name that you're trying to work on. Okay, if we have just one worksheet, we're just going to update and do everything in that sheet. Okay, we don't need to set directly that, because we just have one and it will be the default one. Okay, but right now I don't have any Excel. Okay, so let's create a new one. So in order to do that, we can search for create, and here we can see that we can create an Excel or workbook with this action. So we're going to grab this action and grab the other ones that we need to perform everything that I want to show you in this video. Okay, and let's see if I need, so I need also so I need to write something on the cell. So we have cell write, I think it's this one, and let me see, we need also to use the delete, can use delete, let me check. So we have column delete, we can try to delete here. We can also delete the row, but we're going to just delete a column, okay? And we also need the binary data, so in order to get the action. So in this case, we're going to convert the Excel, the workbook, into the Excel. Okay, that's what we need in the end of the day. Okay, so we're going to generate the workbook, and after that, we're going to convert to Excel and download the Excel. Also, we can use the find by value. So imagine that we want to find a certain value and change or grab that column and do something. Okay, so let me remove the find and just show you everything that I selected on. So we have find by value, cell write, column delete, workbook create, get binary data, open, and select. After that, we apply. Okay. So far we have grabbed what we need, and we're going to create here a new folder. Let's call it Advanced Excel, and let's create a new action, Advanced Excel demo, and let's start doing what we need. So let's start creating the sheet or the workbook. So number of sheets, we're going to say 1. First sheet name, we're going to set demo. Okay. And that's all. I think if you don't set anything here, I think he will create just one, or it will auto generate. Okay, sheet 1, 2, or 3. Also here the default, if we do not set the default, will be sheet 1. And sheet names, I think it's I think we need to say specifically for the other sheet names that we may create the exact names. Okay, but for this case I'm just gonna use the first one and I'm gonna set them. Okay, so right now we have workbook create. So let's see what this generates. So we have our workbook, the object, that's exactly what we need. Okay, so let's do that. And now let's grab the workbook open. Okay, we need to do this in order to instance to start and say what will be the one that we're going to update. Okay. In this case, the binary. No, I don't think so. Maybe we just need the workbook. I know for this case we don't need this because we just need this when we have already a binary. Sorry. We can also after this we can uh, just to show you how this works, but it's just to send the binary that we need, and it will be known as the one that we need to update. But for this, like we are creating it, we don't need this. Okay, sorry. Okay, so but we need to select the worksheet that we need to work on. That's the one that we need, and the workbook, it will be the output from here. Okay, that's what we have. Okay, so I think here we only just need this. The worksheet will be the default one, I guess, but let's see if this doesn't work. We can change. Okay, and after this we can start building our workbook. So let's do a first test. So we have cell right. The worksheet will be this one. We have the cell name. We can say the A1, A2, A3, and so on. Okay. Or we can just say the cell row and the cell column. Okay. In this case, I'm going to set the cell row to be the first one and the cell column to be the A. Okay. So let's maybe if you just want. Ah no, this is also integer. Yeah. So it will be the A, it will be the first one. So it will be 1. So cell row and cell column 1, this matches A1. Okay. So after this, we need to use the binary data. And the binary data, so we're going to use the workbook, and this we're going to retrieve the binary data. Okay, so let's do that. Let's retrieve the binary data. So let's use like workbook binary data. Awesome. So let's set the output here. Let's say that the output will be the one that we are trying to get. And after this, we can just simply use let's use a icon, an icon. Let's use an icon, I guess. It'll be better. So let's use. Okay. And I think we have Excel, something like that. Yeah, we have file Excel, and we can enclose this in a container and just say here in text that downloads Excel. Yeah. Okay, after this, so we're going to add an event. So let's say on click, and let's give a handler. Let's create a new action, and we're going to set the on click download Excel. And right now, let's drag and drop the action that we already created. And here, we're going to use the download, and we're going to delete the end. so the file name, it will be, let's generate here. So I'm going to set as workbook excel file dot xlx. Let's try this and let's close. Okay, so let's see if this works, and I'm going to publish now. Okay, so now it's published. Let's test. We have download Excel. Let's see if this works. It's at least one worksheet index or worksheet name. Okay, so we need to change this. Let's go back here. So I guess the name, yeah. So to find, but this is not, let me check, first sheet name. Maybe we need to set the same here. Worksheet name. Maybe we need to do this. Okay. Also the worksheet index, it will be 0. Oh, no, yeah, no. Index, no. Indexes start at 1. So it will be 1. Okay. But let's try with demo because it's the one that we created here. Let's try. Okay, so let's go back here and refresh. And let's click again. Okay, now it worked. Let's open. Maybe I forgot to do something here, but we don't have anything here. I think I forgot to add the data. So cell name, oh, I forgot to set the cell value. That's not good. So let's try. It worked. Let's publish again, sorry. But this happens sometimes. When we are dealing with this, we forgot about something. And this is not mandatory, so that's why we forgot. Okay. If it was mandatory, we knew that we need to set a value there. So let's go again. Let's download and let's open again. Okay. Sorry, I have my license expired. So it worked. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay. So let's move on. So we are creating our Excel. Okay. But right now I'm gonna grab the information that I have here in the student, which is just these two, and I'm gonna create so I'm gonna mirror this data from the aggregate from the table into our Excel. Okay, so in order to do this, we can drag and drop the aggregate. You can also create your aggregate, okay, your table, and let's iterate this. Let's create a loop and let's create our Excel with the student data. So we are getting the students. This is okay. So we want to iterate the students. The start index will be 0 and the maximum iterations, it will be the length. Okay. Also, I'm going to create a new record because we just have one. So let's say Amalia. The overall grades, let's say 90, and age, it will be 45. Let's apply. You can do as well in your table. And right now, if I publish like this, we're just going to have one cell. It will be this because this is static. We need to change this. And let's start here. Let's change our value. So the value that we want to change, so we want to map the name. Okay. We want to map the overall grade, and we want to map the age. We don't want the ID. Okay. But in order to do this, we need to know exactly how to do it. Okay. So we need to create here the column names, so the attribute names, and below the values. Okay. So how we do this? First, I like to create the column names. That's the first thing that I think before creating the data itself. Okay. So we know that in order to create the columns, we are always in the first row. Okay. What changes is the column number. Okay. So let's change this. So cell right columns, and we know the cell row it will be always 1. This is okay, but this is not okay. We need to change this. So what we can do is to create a local variable, and let's set the name as column number. Okay, this will be integer because we want to iterate this. And here we need to change this to column number, and before we need to assign this, or after, let's do it here before, and let's set this as 0. In this case we don't need to set because by default it's 0, but it's just I want to do that, but you don't need to do it. And here we need to iterate this and add, we need to sum this. So going to set the column name, it will be equal to the column name plus 1. Okay. Or no, yeah, we need to do this. Yeah, this is okay. But before that, we need to make sure that we know exactly the field names. So we have 3 field names, 3 fields. We know that we're going to set this 3 times. So in this case, it's not a good idea to have the column number. This is good for the cell number. Okay. One way we can do this with this is to set in the iteration a maximum of 3 because we have 3 columns. But in this case, I think it's better, now I'm thinking again, it's better to create 3 times this. Okay? And by doing this, we know exactly what we need. Okay? So let me remove this. We don't want to use this in the cycle. Let's put them before. Okay. Because this is static, we know this is not going to change. Okay, so you're going to create the columns. In here, we're going to create the name, and this will be the first. And here we're going to use name. The second one, we're going to create the overall grade. Here we're going to set the second one, and overall grade. And the third one, it will be the age. And here we set 3. It's the third one. And the name we change to H. So by doing this, we have our columns. So this is done. After that, we try to iterate this. Okay. So we iterate the get students, and we have our for each here. And this is not the column name. This will be the row number. Okay. And right now we need to do the same, but different. Okay, so we need to say that we're going to set the name. So let's say I'm going to set the name here. We have our column. It will be the first one. Already know this. But the name, this is going to change. Maybe we don't need this. We can use the current row number plus 1 and it will work as well. Maybe we don't need this. Maybe we don't need this. But this happens, okay? Okay, so we're going to create 3 because we're going to iterate and we have 3 columns. And let's go back here in the for each. So here we iterate the name. Here we're going to iterate, so let me change this to row name. Here we change to row overall grade. And the last one, it will be the row age. So here we know that it is the cell column. This is not going to be the cell value. It will not be static. We need to set this as the age. Okay. In the name, we need to set this to the name from the student. And overall grades, we need to do the same, but for the overall grades. Okay. So we have the name, overall grade. This is for the rows, not for the columns. The columns we already did here. And also for the age. I need also to change this to the second one because it will be the column, second column. First column, second column, and third column. So columns and cell values are okay. But the cell row, it's not okay. We need to change this. Okay. We have our current phone number. So we can go here and just say that the current phone number, we know it starts from 0, but we do not want to add anything on the 0. We want to start on the 1, the number 1. We need to say current phone number plus 1 in this case. Okay, so this is going to be in the when it starts, it will be the first one. Okay, and we're going to do the same for here, for the other two. Why? Because we need to set in the right location in the Excel exactly the same that we want to show, like we have in the aggregate. Okay, so the first iteration, we're going to have 1 in the cell row, but what is going to change, it will be the column and the cell value for here, here, and here. But the cell row number, it will be the same. But the next one, it will be the row number 1 plus 1, which equals 2. We're going to have the second row for the cell column for the and the student name. This is the list current because we are inside this we are returning the list. We have a for each, so this is going to work. Okay, but let's test this and we're going to see if this is exactly what we need. Okay, so now it's published and let's test this. Okay, so let's download, but before let me just close this window. Let's, okay, so it went, okay, so let's see what we have. Something is, I know why. Oh, I know what happened. So as we can see, we have our data here, but we do not have the columns. So name, overall grades, and age. And why? It's because we are setting the cell row as 1 for all 3 columns, which is correct, but we are replacing it with this, which is not correct, because the row numbers, it will start on the second record and not, or the second line, it will start here and not here, because this is for the columns. So we need to change this. So instead of using 1, here we're going to change to 2, here we're going to change to 3, and here we're going to change to 4. And sorry. No. So this is going to be, no. It's going to be, no, it's not 3, 4. No, sorry. This is going to be 2, because what we're going to change here, it will be the current row number. Sorry for that. So it's for all of them plus 2. Okay, so let's publish. Okay, so let's refresh. Let's download. Okay, so now it should be okay. Yes, now it's okay. So we have the name, our grades, age, and our data below. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so let's go back here. And right now, after I do this, I want to delete the let's say the column, the third column. Okay, so what we can do is to go here in the logic and we can delete a column here. Okay, we also can use the find by value, and you're going to have the list of cells that's a value that we set. It will be find if it exists in the Excel, and we're going to retrieve that. Okay, we can use this in order to update, to replace a value or delete. Okay, so let's do that. So let's use this one, and we're going to use this one as well. Okay, so after I do this, we're going to use the self find, and we're going to set the worksheet, and the value to find, we know that we have the age. Let's remove the age. So let's grab the age. Okay, value to find to be the age, and this is going to retrieve the start row, okay, and the start column. In this case, I'm not sure, but I guess he will only find one cell that is going to have this, and I guess the start row, it will be the same as the end row, and start call, it will be the same as end call. That's what I think, because we just have one value. So you're going to have cell or row 1 and call third. That's what I think. That will be the case. So after that, we're going to use the call delete. The worksheets, we have this, and the start call number, we need to set column number where to start deleting columns. So we need to use the one that we have here. I guess in here we're just gonna have one, because this is a list, but we just have one record. And I think we can use this one. We need to try. And the number of columns, I'm not sure about this. Number of columns will be default. Yeah, so we're going to use the default one because it will be only one. Okay, so let's try and see what happens, and I'm gonna publish. Okay, so let's test. Let me just close my Excel file. Okay, so let's download. Let's open and see if it works. Yeah, it worked. That's awesome. So we no longer have the age. Okay, so let's finish our video. Let's finish this tutorial by showing you how we can change this format, the XLXSX, to CSV, because this is very often and it is asked by in the project to convert this, because they work with CSV. So if you go back here and go to install from Forge, we can search for XLSX to CSV. We can search, and we have this Forge component that we can install in our environment. Let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna hit install. Okay, so now it is installed. We can manage dependencies, and let's go get that. We have here our extensions, and let's grab the only action that we have. And we need to drag and drop this in here. And the binary, it will be the one that we have extracted from the binary in the workbook, this action. And in here, we're going to change the output. It will no longer be this one, but it's going to be this. Okay, so let's grab this and let's publish. Oh no, I forgot something here because this is going to be CSV, so we need also to change the name here. We need to change this to CSV as well. CSV. Yeah, we need to do as well. I forgot about this. So yeah, so converting to CSV, and we're going to set the output. Yeah, and don't forget to do this. We need also to change the file extension. It will be no longer the XLSX, it will be the CSV. Okay, so let's see if it works. Okay, so it is in CSV now, as you can see. Let's open. Okay, it's done. It is working. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.